Alrighty. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Journey of the Farlands for episode 156. Now, this episode is going to be very interesting. We're going to be doing a bit of an experiment, bit of science today. I guess not very scientifically, but we're gonna see just how far we can go. So we're just gonna start walking, and the usual, and we'll see how far we get. It's not going to be much different to how I usually do things, but I want to preface this with, there'll be a few different cases what we'll be doing. I think we'll start going the usual diagonal. I think for hour two, I'll try and work in hour blocks. I don't know how long I'll actually film this or talk, but yeah, I want to do a diagonal stretch, which we're doing right now. I'll consider it, 8:10, so it's 8:10 p.m. right now, at least in my time. So we'll see how far I can get before 9:10, and then at 9:10 we'll switch we'll switch to a straight line and see how much we walk in a straight line. That's kind of what we'll do. That'll be the first 2 hours, and after that we'll just kind of do a bit more loose. And I'm just going to try and keep it as natural as possible. I'm not going to be overly efficient. Like, I'll just try and be how I usually am, which is trying to be efficient, but not actually 100% efficient. Anyway, yeah, interesting intro, but yeah, it'll be kind of an experimental episode. But yeah. But yes, I'm not going to be, like I said, I'm not going to keep it exact. Like, if I screw up, then I do. If I have to take a break, then I will. I'll just work with it. But yeah, it's been good. I played on a Java SMP today, and me and Devin have started a new area. We've started an industrial district, which is nice. So we'll be chipping away at that. I'll probably do an episode soon, kind of showing off what we've been doing and what's been going on Java since I last did an episode, which was eons ago now. Oh, damn, look at that. It's very nice. Yeah, I've started a mine, and I'm going to be probably starting some farms in the next few days. And I'll just see where that takes me, and I'll film that whenever I get around to it. Whenever we get some progress done, then I can film. And then I still have to edit that episode. I'll probably do that tomorrow morning. But yeah, I was starting it off tired today. Yeah, it was a bit of a shorter episode I did the other day. Unfortunately, I meant to make it a bit longer, but it was kind of just impromptu. I was waiting on a friend to let me know if they wanted to do something, and so we did go out to watch a movie. So I didn't have time to film, of course, after that, because I had to have my dinner and go out and whatnot and hang out with them. So yeah, I didn't get around to finishing that episode. So I just edited it to not have the break, because I think I had a break while I was eating dinner, but I was like, oh well, I have to go now anyway, so I just ended the stream. So there was no outro on that one. That's a few times I've done that. It's no biggie. I usually like to do outros, but sometimes it just does not work. It does not work out. Oh my god, that's so cool. So it's such a cool formation. But yeah, hopefully this episode will be a bit more comprehensive, a bit more of the usual style. Last night I was able to do a nice long episode, which is good. We're getting back into the swing of things. I'm happy to be back walking at basically full pace again. But yeah, exciting. Oh, Gosh, I'm yawning. I guess I'm already tired, but I probably won't go to bed for a little while anyway. A few hours at least. So you got me for a little bit, and I'll probably tune out the commentary at around the hour mark, unless stuff happens and people show up, or I keep myself busy with things to talk about. But usually I start to sputter out and run out of things by the hour mark. That's what I've found, even before then sometimes. But it is what it is. I just kind of am here to archive it. That's what this whole setup is for. I know a lot of people have been talking about like Journey of the Farlands, like doing the journey in the Nether or on the Nether roof. I've seen recently too, and I mean that's a really good idea. That's what a lot of people use, but it doesn't really. Well, you can't. I don't think you can get to the Nether roof in beta, because I know you can in modern Minecraft. Like I've seen videos where they do that, like go to the Nether roof and then walk to the Farlands kind of thing. Like the versions that go back. I've seen that. There was a video I saw on that. But I don't know if you can. I know you can destroy bedrock, but I'm not too sure if you can get onto the Nether roof in beta. I mean, it's a good idea, but it also ties into the why don't I go walk in the Nether kind of thing. I don't know. I mean, partially like the big reason is that the overworld is a lot nicer to walk through, and it's a lot more aesthetically pleasing than say the Nether. And even for efficiency's sake, the Nether is technically, yes, it's only like 1.5 million blocks, but it's a lot more treacherous. Like even walking like short distances is hard. Like I've done multiple visits to the Nether already in this series, and I don't know, I just didn't want to push things. I almost died the last time I went, so I was just like, whatever, we're not worrying about the Nether. So yeah, hopefully that answers the questions about the Nether and whatnot. Yeah, the whole Nether thing. I might go back to the Nether. Not saying I won't, but I'm not gonna place a focus on being in the Nether for the series. It is definitely a lot longer doing it through the overworld. I'm sure even accounting for the slow, like you being slowed down, it probably would take less time overall. But I don't know. I like the overworld better. Plain and simple. I mean, that'd be something neat. I mean, I think I said it a long time ago too. I think it'd be really neat if someone did a Journey to the Farlands in the Nether. That was always kind of a neat idea I thought of for someone to do. You just need to bring like a lot of stuff with you, because you have to walk that 1.5 million blocks with a very different way about going things, because if you die, you're back to spawn, like for good. Like, luckily for this world, I figured out the bed thing that someone pointed out, because I was like, oh, I get sent back to spawn when I die. So I'm glad I did fix that. But if you did it through the Nether, you'd have to worry about, going all the way back and not really having any sort of checkpoint. Like there's no outposts in that case, because why would you need to settle down to get more materials if, I don't know, I guess you could just bring like lots of obsidian and flint and steels with you if you really wanted to do like outposts, quote unquote, like to refill. But it just seems like a lot of work. Seems like almost too much work. So, yeah, I mean, it's an idea. I don't know if anyone would or has done that. I mean, the version's been out for so long. It's only bound for someone to have tried something along those lines. If someone's willing to try a journey to the Farlands, then why not in the Nether? Anyway, yeah, I was rambling on about the Nether stuff. What's something else? Oh, well, world size. I know people, I know you see it at the beginning of the video, it kind of just flashes by like the world size, but we're at about 36 gigabytes in size. This world is considerably large in size, just because of how much I've walked and like the way I've walked as well, walking diagonally. I'd assume you're seeing more chunks, or I don't know. Maybe it's the same. I'm not too sure, but 36 gigabytes for 3.2 million. I don't know. We're at 3.227 million. Oh, very, very nice. Yeah, we're working our way to the Farlands anyway. I think that's a bunch of the recent comments I've gotten. I'm just trying to, maybe I'll check and see if there's anything else that I've like answered in the comments, but I just haven't answered like publicly on the channel. In like any of my videos I've done recently on the journey. Comments. I should look at ones I have responded to as well. I don't see many new things. But anyway, I'm gonna place a bed here just so I can sleep. Hopefully tomorrow will actually be the day. Oh, sneeze. Hopefully tomorrow will actually be the day I get the new series published. The old craft actually get like it edited and uploaded. I might do modded as well tomorrow. I don't think it'll get uploaded tomorrow. I might give that a day or two. I think I will start Sims. I do Sims on Saturdays, kind of thing. Big Sims Saturdays. We'll see. And then modded. Oh, it would have been good to have done the modded episode today. I could have done like modded Mondays. I'll do it like modded Tuesday. Modded releases on Tuesday, kind of thing, or even Wednesday. I'll figure out some kind of schedule. Figure something out. And then Oldcraft and Java, of course, will be on their own kind of rhythm and pattern that I won't really be able to predict, so I won't give them like a day to upload. I'll just upload them whenever. So it's a bit of a surprise. But yes. Right. I'm just trying to think of things people have talked about. What was I talking about last night to Devin? I was talking about some 2011 stuff because we were reminiscing. Was it last night? Oh, I guess it was last night we were reminiscing. I was talking about how I mean, because I started playing in 2012, so like I was talking about how Notch stopped working on Minecraft basically in 2011, like late, I think December 2011, to my knowledge, from what I've seen and researched. And I was like, I thought I don't know, I was under the impression for so long, like before I knew all this, that I thought Notch, of course, since I think he left in like 2013 or 14, it might have been 13. That I thought he had worked till the end, like till 2013, but he was working on other projects, of course, like 0x10C, I think was the one. It was the space game that he was working on under Mojang, and then that game got cancelled when he left, of course. But yeah, that was kind of the stuff I was talking to Devin about, and he was looking at some of his old Xbox 360 worlds from a little while ago. And yeah, it was just a night of reminiscing. That was yesterday's episode, the 2-hour long one. I was talking to Devin that whole time, so I didn't film it or anything. But I don't know. Actually, I don't think I've had like I don't think I've talked to anyone else on Journey to the Farlands. I might have talked to Devin like once in the series before. But it's not very common for me to talk to like another person, like, you know, chat, like voice chat kind of thing with someone else for an episode. And it's a good idea. I did that for, I mean, for all my like new craft and Java, SMP and all that stuff. All those episodes are basically with other people, which is nice, but yeah. Sure, the Farlands is kind of meant to be this solo experience anyway. And if I mean, I chat with you guys sometimes when people show up. And I also chat with like Devin maybe occasionally on like the special episode kind of thing. But generally it's kind of just a me thing. I do. Just ramble on. It's kind of my shtick here. But yeah. But yes. Where are we? How far have we gone so far? We've gone about it's like almost 6096. So we've gone 2000 blocks. That's been 15 minutes. I've also done this multiple times, the boat thing. But I'm keeping it in because it's how I roll. It's my natural way of things. Okay, well, even after I stop doing commentary, I'll still do this kind of experiment thing. It's just to really get a bit of an idea in terms of like how much I actually cover in an hour of walking. And we'll see it with different methods, like going in a straight line versus diagonal, which is like the big debate. Actually, I don't think many people have mentioned that, but some people, I think some people have asked why the corner, but I figure it's kind of just more neat to see two Farlands instead of just one. You see like the left hand and the right hand. I mean, it's like the same thing. It's like a big old, I mean, the Farlands is like this big old square around the whole edge of the map, of course. You know, 12.5 million blocks out kind of deal. But it's still kind of neat to see the corner of the box rather than just one side of it. But yeah, and probably won't get to see the farther lands, unfortunately. Those are a little too far for my comfort. Probably will never see those, at least without cheats. I'm happy enough seeing just the beginning of the Farlands, because that's just the beginning of them. They go on for millions and millions and billions and whatever. It just fades, basically. The Farlands just fade into nothing. It's almost like that, because they're just like the game just bugs out so much by the time you get out far enough that the Farlands are just super bugged. And the terrain is even more bugged because you've already gone to the farlands after. I don't remember. It's definitely in. Oh, it could even be in the billions. I'm not too sure how far the farther lands are. It might be in a few million. It could be in the millions. I'm not sure. Go look that up. Oh, I guess actually, there's a good diagram. If I wasn't doing the experiment right now, I would actually show the picture. But we'll, can I wonder if it's just under like map. Oh, there it is. Okay. The farther lands are, oh, where is that? Like 1 billion? Like a billion blocks out. The farther lands are, I don't even know how to say that number. Million, billion, trillion, quadrillion, 53 quadrillion is the farther lands, or the edge farther lands. The farthest lands are 4 quintillion blocks. And then the 64-bit integer limit is at 9 quintillion. And then the 1024-bit limit is at 1.8 times 10 to the 308. So 308 zeros. That's a pretty long number. And I think like for most like things you probably won't be able to get out that far. I think you can screw around with the game. I've seen Adam do it in some of his videos he's done. Where you can go out like to like pretty much infinity. Go all the way out to like the 1024. I think even the 1024-bit limit or 64-bit. But yeah, there's a lot of fun stuff. And then normal Minecraft is just 12 million, you know. It's unfathomable, a billion blocks. Like that distance, like imagine like 12.5 million, you know, 12,550,821 blocks or so to get to the Farlands. Takes about like 33 days to walk. Couldn't even walk that billion blocks. If you wanted to like walk to the 1024-bit limit, I mean, I feel like the heat death of the universe would be more inevitable than that. I'm an optimist, and even I have to draw the line somewhere. But yeah, if I wasn't an optimist, the series probably wouldn't have made it this far. I can be a little bit realistic. Like I know it'll definitely take a long time to get there, because you know, 10 months, 3 million, like it'll be a good few years. But I'm here in for the long haul kind of deal, so we'll see. We'll see. Well, hopefully not super long, because you know, but long enough, but not too long. And there's also, yeah, so there's like 2 different types of Farlands, the edge and the corner Farlands. So we're going to the corner. We'll be able to actually see like the specifically like corner Farlands, because that's kind of where the 2 Farlands meet. It's a little bit different to like the regular Farlands, because the train generation is a little bit different. Probably won't be able to see the farther lands even. Go up billions of blocks to see the farther lands. That's basically when I think the farther lands is basically just the Farlands but stripped of everything. Like it's just like grass only. I believe anyway. That sounds about right. Might look up a picture. Okay, I'm sorry. I would show all this, but experiment. The great experiment that is going on right now. We're gonna have to take a crafting break soon. But this is another issue for another time. Oh. We will swiftly move on. Word from this creeper. Oh, he's chasing me. Oh, I didn't grab that wool. That's okay. The creeper can have it. The creeper can have the wool. Farther lands. Yeah. So yeah, the Farlands are basically just the edge of the Farlands. Corner far. I think. Yeah, it looks like it's just continuous. Like the Farlands is a little bit different to the farther lands, and the farther lands are relatively similar to the farther lands. And then with the cubic chunks mod, there's also the void Farlands in the end. I think maybe even the overworld, I'm not too sure. The void Farlands, which is like the super far down or whatever, and the Skylands, which is 12.5 million blocks up. So you're basically just in a huge Farland box. That's Minecraft. I mean, if Minecraft did generate that high, I'm sure some kind of weird Farland-esque glitch would exist. And well, it does in cubic chunks, but I mean, if like based off Minecraft's like original code, that's kind of a hypothetical situation. Of course it is, because it doesn't exist, and nor would you be able to see it in the regular game. I know people have also made the Farlands super high because they're technically cut off by the world height. Like if the world height was higher, I think the Farlands would also be higher. Like they go up pretty high, like a few thousand blocks. This is all stuff bit off memory though too. So if there's like some people who are really into like the technical world, like world gen and terrain stuff that has to go, even the coding that goes behind this. I don't really know much of that, so I'm just speaking from what I know. That's the deal. I'm just rattling on. Keeping things interesting. Oh, I should check my milestones in Journey of the Farlands. Righty. Oh, it was pretty far down. Percentage milestones. Oh, 3.7 million is our next one. There we go. 500,000 blocks away. And then, yeah, we haven't reached 5 million yet. The last milestone was 2.5 million in February. We definitely lost a bit of momentum in the series, but you know, we're getting back there. We're getting back to the normal. I kind of want to see today if I can walk like 30k or something. Like I want to walk like something crazy. I'm now starting to think. I wonder if walking in a straight line would be a little bit chaotic. A bit too chaotic for Journey to the Farlands because I've been like so, you know, so rigid with my walking diagonally to the corner thing. But it is for the sake of science. Jitteriness quotient. Oh, we passed that jitteriness quotient. Oh, I'd have to see what day that was. That was a long time ago. That was 2 million, not 3 million. 2.00, so 2,097,000. It would be the 13th of what though? Of January. Wow. 13th of January. Well, that was a long time ago. 1/13/23. So that was the last jitteriness quotient, as I call it, and it has to do with the floating point precision or whatever error, whatever thing, where the game's accuracy of the player is lessened. Some code thing. I don't know code, so I'm just, or at least very well, so I'm just trying to break it down in case people are like, what is jitteriness? What is that? Would also show that, but I've shown it before. In Edge of Destruction, I believe I show it. Episode 6 or 59 or 61. This is one of those. But it was around the 50s or 60s. That was a good episode. It was like the last time I showed off the crazy world gen, or not the world gen, but the craziness of using Optifine and beta and whatnot, and the jitters and stuff, which are technically not really in my game anymore. I fixed them, but I still remember them very, very vividly from the beginning of the series. Let me take some of these. There we go. All right. Boy, our armor's running pretty low. Might actually break our armor within the next few episodes. The sword is like immortal, so I don't think the sword will be broken, but the armor might. So what? We're 30 minutes. We're halfway through the first section of the experiment. It's so like ominous the way I'm mentioning it, like the experiment. And everyone's like, what is he talking about? Okay, I'm just gonna work with it. I'm not gonna try and spend too much time in my inventory. It's probably something I should work on, is being a bit quicker crafting. Gotta really be efficient. And we're gonna switch to going in a straight line for an hour, and then the second hour we'll go, or I guess the third hour we'll go in a straight line, the opposite, or like the other way. So we're back. We'll resync the coordinates for the next hour, basically. After that, that's already 3 hours. I don't know if I'll actually get that far. I'm just trying to imagine what I could do if I really wanted to take this experiment all the way. And that'll probably just, if I go any longer than 3 hours, I'll just do what I'm doing right now, just without the commentary portion, because I'll probably be long gone. Just I'll be watching something. Oh, I should watch Doctor Who. Maybe I'll do that, or Hermitcraft. Maybe I'll do Hermitcraft. Maybe a bit of Hermitcraft first, and then some Doctor Who. I might even just try and get back into watching it daily, like at least one a day kind of thing. But yes, I will get back to that. I've been playing a lot of Neon Abyss lately, cause that's a fun one. That's one of the games I've been checking out recently. I mean, other than Minecraft, which, come on, you guys, you guys already know this. I've played Minecraft for 10 years now. I know a thing or two. Well, I guess 11 years this year. It hit me. 11 years now. But yep, I've been playing this game for a while, so it's nice to enjoy some other games. It is quite nice. From at 30, so where were we at the start of today? 26k, so we've only gone 4,000 blocks. That's terrible. Oh my goodness. 3,000 blocks, imagine. Or 4,000. Now I'm really curious to see about the walking in a straight line, so maybe we'll do that. Stick around to find out. I'll probably pop in at like every hour mark after I'm done the initial bit, just to like say, just so you guys can like skip ahead if the episode's long enough. You just skip to each, like, it wouldn't be in each hour mark exactly, because I'll be doing it at like the hour. I guess it'll be roughly an hour, wouldn't it? Like I started it'll be a few minutes off, so you might have to go ahead of an hour kind of thing. Oh, I mean, I guess I could add timestamps, but you guys are probably smart enough to figure it out. if there are people here committed enough, then they can do what I'm exactly talking about right now. Okay, let's enjoy a nice moon. Hang out on our nice bed. We gaze in the nice midnight. I'm trying to figure out something. Gosh, bask in the moonlight. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. I guess we did find another spawner last episode too. I think it it was last episode. I remember taking a screenshot of it, so I believe it was last episode. That would make sense, because it's still pretty fresh in the mind. But anywho, what is this? Can't tell if this is a spawner or just a weird thing. Continue. This is probably why I don't get enough coverage in like an hour. Like I don't walk enough in an hour. I don't know. Well, it's my rate because I'm like, look at our coordinates, like that's pretty slow. But we'll see how compared to walking in a straight line. If it's like super drastic, then I guess we'll go into the regular Farlands. No. I'm sure there'll be someone watching who's like, you should just go to the regular Farlands instead if it's more efficient. Well, then this last 10 months would have been for nothing because I've been going to the corner Farlands right the last like however long now. Because it was only like the first 200k that I was only walking a straight line, which was a little bit different. It's generally the same thing, except walking diagonally, you get a bit of a different view than say if you were going in a straight line, because you're just like straight lines more like this, which I honestly kind of like walking in a straight line better. But when I'm trying to get to the corner, gotta do what it takes. And I even debated like walking in a straight line and then doing another straight line to the Farlands, but it just does not seem to work out because that'll take forever to walk to the corner. So we're just gonna do it this way. I guess if you guys have any suggestions and not just walking a straight line, don't say that. Well, I mean you can if you want, but I don't know. But if you do have any suggestions, then let me know. I'm always up to hear some of the suggestions. Most of them lately have just been go take the nether route, which fair but dangerous and not as enjoyable. If I want like a thrill, then I go to the nether. Because I know the gas shooting fireballs at me and the lava and all that will definitely push me a little bit. Ooh, at the end of this hour I should take a break to get ice cream and fill up on water. Maybe that's what I'll do. And then I'll go and yeah, so just no commentary after an hour. So I'll only come back every like hour or so to be like, so we walked like 5,000 blocks. So I'll come back for like a little intermission every hour of the stream. Generally, no promises. I'll try. It won't be an hour mark because that is just not how it works. I like to make things complicated. I keep yawning. I like slept. I don't know. I like slept in today, and yet I'm still tired. That's just how it works, I guess. I don't think I'll stay up crazy late today, because I need some sleep so I can do some editing tomorrow. And maybe get back to mining the mine shaft. Maybe I'll actually do my episode. That seems like too much streaming tomorrow. I'll see if I can try and fit in modded tomorrow. I would do it today, but the Farlands calls. And the Farlands kind of takes precedence over other series. I don't know if you've noticed. But it's kind of like the last thing I do in the day, just so I have the most freedom for this series, technically. Like, if I did it in, like, the middle of the day, it would just consume the rest of the day. Like, that's how this series works. So I have to limit it a little bit. So it doesn't just become, like 5-hour long episodes daily kind of thing. That'd be way too much. It'd be good, but I'm also interested. God, I'm also interested in Java, SMP, and other games. So that will probably not be a reality. I might try and get around to doing some longer episodes, yes, but they won't be frequent. I know like a while ago I was like, oh, summer's gonna be like the time, you know, to get all the coverage and enjoy the farms, but really, I don't want to spend my whole summer just walking to the Farlands. I know it would be really cool, but like, getting like that like teenage speak going on here. But yeah, I'd probably just rather be a bit more free flowing with the series, and if I do feel like doing longer episodes, I will. Which I'm gonna try and get that streak fired up and try and maintain the streak now that I'm not really gonna be doing anything. Because the whole, you know, Journey of the Farlands streak was kind of broken with June, and I took one day off, and I was like, oh my god, guys, I took a day off from Journey of the Farlands, and then I take like a whole month off practically, and I'm just like, oops. But I needed it. June was a very busy time. Very, very busy. Oh, I guess I gotta take bed there. Can't believe I did not do that. How dare I? Yeah, I'm like the more I walk, because I realize how so 6. So we've walked 5K, almost 6,000. So yeah, we'll average out at like about 6 to 7.5K an hour for. That's what my current guess. My hypothesis, my educated guess. My hypothesis is that walking in a straight line compared to a diagonal line in this series is more efficient because I'm not covering more terrain. I guess in the hypothesis sense, it would be like if I walk in a straight line, then it'll be more efficient than walking diagonally. That's my hypothesis, but we'll see. I mean, I already kind of know the answer to that, so it's not really, you know, it doesn't really need to be proven, but curiosity, my viewers, my fellow viewers. I uploaded like 2 episodes today, so technically the episode I was talking about uploaded today. Oh goodness. I guess this episode might be uploaded tomorrow morning technically, because it'll be uploaded like 1 a.m. or something whenever I'm done this. So that's fun. That's fun. I'm glad I can keep myself entertained in a series like this for so long. Gotta keep the archive coming, you know. And there's something funny to talk about. So in my stream, I did, I guess yesterday's episode, I was talking to Devin, of course. So someone hopped in the chat, and that's why the episode was called Run Forest Run. It was because someone hopped in the chat and said that, and they were asking a few questions and stuff. And I was like talking to or chatting with them, and they're like, "Is this live or is this playback?" And I'm like, "Oh, it's live." Like I always stream this stuff live, but they're like, "How are you able to type?" And I'm like, "I'm playing with one hand and I'm typing with the other." And right now I got my right hand is just free right now. And I think even during the 2-hour episode yesterday, my hand got tired. My left hand, oh poor left hand, oh got tired. So I had to switch to the right hand doing the controls, which I can do. I call it actually it's not even, I guess I wouldn't call that the flip, but I have like something called the Farlandian flip or the flip or whatever. And it's basically where I just like the right hand does the controls, because you know I'm right-handed, so I use the right hand for the mouse. And so the whole flip thing is that I use my right hand for controls instead. and then the left hand goes to the mouse, and it just really screws me over. And even something I do is I turn on inverted, like the inverted camera movements with the mouse, so that like you're like looking up when you're looking down, or you're moving down, kind of thing. So yeah, fun times. I probably wouldn't do that today because I'm trying to do, I'm being science right now. I am science right now, so we're going to be being very scientific today and trying to keep it as standard as possible with minimal interruption. It's only really the usual amount of interruption. Um, I might even do like a flip episode, like do like the whole flip for like a more long form episode. I think that could be funny. Maybe in August. I'm debating whether I want like the entire month of August to be like month of the Farlands, where I just like make like 30 parts of it or something, like day 30, all that stuff, all that. Or if I just do like a week of the journey, where it's just like 1 week. Or I just do a day. Well, I'll probably do like a week or at least, because I think it'd be fun to have like dedicated some time to the series. I don't think I'd be able to like maintain like long episodes. I might. Depends on my work schedule, really. I got some time off this week, so there'll probably be a bit more episodes coming out. Is he chasing? Oh, I thought that spider was chasing after me. We got the creeper brigade. But we will just ignore the... Oh, another one. We'll ignore the creepers. We're just going to keep on walking and, minimal distraction. We're working our way over to the Farlands at the diagonal pace. And I will do... And then I will do a 2-hour block of the episode where I will go straight line one way, straight line the other way. So we'll at least have that terrain, in there. So I'll be like 10,000 blocks or so. I'm guessing it'll be between 10 and 13,000. That's usually the average for in the straight line. But I don't know. I'm not too sure where Ant Venom got the 10,000 block average for Fig's series, because 10,000 blocks an hour is like wicked fast. I only do like 7k an hour at most. I'm not too sure. Maybe once you average it all out too, it can tend to be like that. You do like longer episodes and you do like settlements and things, and I don't even know how you would speed it up though. That would just slow it down. Not too sure. Maybe at some point I could look into Fig's series and see what he does differently, just out of curiosity even. Not because I want to replicate it, just just out of curiosity to see how he makes his series more efficient, kind of deal. I just do it like this just because this is the way I know. It might be more efficient to just dig a hole in the ground. I'm not too sure. I just do the bed method because that's what TFC did. Like, the YouTuber I was inspired by to make this series back in August. But yeah, I just do the bed method just because it's just what works for me. Right, the kind of L shape upside down, kind of like the arrowhead almost. But yeah, that is the idea. And one thing I especially noticed yesterday when I was like talking to Devin was that I noticed that my perception of time changes if I'm like really enjoying myself. Like, I know that of course that's a retrospective versus perspective, Vsauce episode on time, if you guys have ever seen Illusions of Time, that's a great episode that he did, or like a video he made. Definitely would recommend that. But yeah, it basically talks about how you know, it's like the whole idea of like when you're in like a school in school doing like a test kind of thing, it goes by super, or you like don't, you like are not looking forward to something, so like time's going by really slow. Like if it's like something like a long class or whatever, and compared to like a night with friends, and it was like that where like the series went by, like the filming, it felt like it was so much shorter at times. Like sometimes I was like, you know, we're in the series, but sometimes I was just like lost track of time, and I'm like, oh my god, it's been like 20 minutes. Like how did I go like 3,000 blocks and it didn't even feel like anything. But yeah, that's kind of the whole idea behind it though. But yeah, it's neat though. Most of the time I'm not like that, unless, I mean, if someone joins the chat or if I'm chatting with like Devin or something, that definitely helps. But otherwise, if I'm just talking to myself, it's okay. It's not perfect, but it's better than just me sitting here without anything to do whatsoever. So yeah, we got about like 9 minutes or 10 minutes to go. So it'll be like an hour and 3 minutes when I go to no commentary. Yeah, I didn't really have a whole lot to talk about in terms of like series stuff, because I kind of talked about that in, I think, my previous one, where basically Minecraft Through Time and Hardcore Adventures are basically on hiatus. Minecraft Through Time might come back with the season 2, or like a rehashing of the series basically. I don't think it'll actually be like season 2, because I'll just restart the series over again, because I feel like I should spend more time in each version. I kind of blitzed through everything, and I kind of am like, I should just take it slow. It should be a longer series, but yeah, I'll get back to that maybe in the fall or something, or later in the summer here. But yeah, I'm looking forward to modded and oldcraft and Java and this and Sims. We got a lot going on now. I haven't done Sims in a while. Like, I played my Uberhood, but I forgot about, or I kind of moved on to Java now because I'm back into that grind. I can only do so much with my time, so I'll probably do like Sims once a week on like Saturday, like dedicate Saturdays to Sims, like at least for like the streaming, and maybe even a bit of Uberhood on on each Saturday too. But I'm gonna try and, you know, get Journey to the Farlands fired up and going, and just keep that momentum, that ball rolling, so we can get to the Farlands in a relatively like like good time frame. Like, I don't want to be taking like, you know, super duper long to get there, because I'm looking forward to it. I mean, most of the fun in this series will lie in the actual journey to the Farlands, but yeah. So yeah, I'm not going to be completely like, you know, oh, we need to be like super efficient, but I kind of like to push myself a little bit just for the heck of it. Okay, 7 minutes, and then I'll take a break. And then we can end kind of round 1 of the experiment. I don't know if it'll be like a clean split. Like, I'll probably have to like just do it whenever. But we will work it out. Figure something out anyway. I mean, I'm pretty excited for this week, because it's just basically I have a full week to just, you know, hunker down and get things going. So yeah, excitement is, everything's going good. I should probably write down where we started today. So 3,226,096 blocks to, and then wherever we get to in the next 6 minutes. But yeah, I'm looking forward to things. Hopefully you guys, there's should be plenty to come. Yeah, I'll see what happens. Yeah, and the hardcore adventures, I'm not too sure about because I kind of just lost all momentum for that. I definitely could go back to it, but I got new stuff now. Like I'll have what like 3 old Minecraft series and then modern Minecraft in Java, so it's gonna be a lot, but it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a lot of fun. I'm already enjoying myself in Java again, which is nice. It's gonna be a bit of a grind, but that's what I like about Minecraft though. I like that Minecraft is not just super uber easy, that you have to work to get places. Even in old Minecraft, when it's easier than modern Minecraft, there's still, the goals you set can still be pretty difficult. You just have to do it a little bit differently than you would in modern Minecraft. With your limitations like no experience or hunger or enchanting or the world gen changes over the last 10 plus years. All that jazz. But I don't know. Something about the simplicity. It might be a little bit of nostalgia too. But I feel like I don't even know if it's really nostalgia anymore. It's more or less just I just love old Minecraft. I think it's just great. I think it's quite nice just to be able to hop into a world like this and just walk and just have something I can do basically any time, regardless of how I'm feeling. Most of the time. And just walk and just let the world, or like kind of just follow along the train. But that's just great, just epic. I also do like these like gimmicky episodes. Like this is a bit of a novelty of an episode where I'm just kind of doing stuff for the heck of it. How far can I walk in an hour, kind of thing. It's neat. Oh, we'll swim over here. I haven't done much underwater in like old Minecraft, probably because it's buggy. But I may try and do like an underwater base, either in old craft or during the Farlands or modded, whatever one comes first. I'm gonna try and make sure modded is different from this because I want all the 3 series to be distinct. Like Journey to the Farlands is a distinct adventure series where we're just walking. It's like the same loop. It's an archive, so it'll just be a long form. And then Old Craft and modded will be edited, so there'll be a bit more production value kind of stuff. And modded will be a little bit different to Old Craft because it'll be like the same version, but it'll also have all of these mods. And of course, I'm not going to limit that series just to the old kitchen sink mod pack that I found. I might try out some other stuff later on if I get around to it. I want to try and make it like a nice long form like modded world, just so I have like a modded world, an unmodded world with Devin that could eventually just become a single player world if Devin moves on to school and whatnot. If like we kind of don't really play that anymore. I kind of want that to be like a fun world I can just hop into, like Journey to the Farlands. And yeah, I mean, eventually I'm hoping that Journey to the Farlands becomes, that world. Like when I get to the Farlands, I have that base. But I don't know if it'll be. I don't know. I'm just thinking of like, what is there going to be to do at the Farlands that I will not have done in like either Old Craft or Journey to the Farlands previously at previous outposts. So I'm just thinking if I'll have like that momentum when I get there to keep things exciting and whatnot. Because I place emphasis on the journey itself because I think it's a big part of it. But we'll see what happens really. That's kind of the big old focus, is that I'm just really seeing how I feel, and whatever happens is gonna happen. That's kind of where I'm at with the series. I'm very loose with it now. Definitely a lot more so than I was in the beginning, I'd say. In the beginning, I was like, yeah. I'm still a little bit, yeah, but just a bit, I think a little bit different. Okay, well, we're reaching the hour mark here pretty soon. I'm gonna record my coordinates, and then we'll take a break for. Oh, we're here. Okay, okay. I'll just go with this block, and then whenever I get back from my break, of course, I'll resume the timer or whatever. Right, 8, 10, 2, 9, 10. Okay, and we've walked 3,234,084 blocks. Yeah, well, I'll just do that one, that coordinate. How much is that in terms of blocks? Just so I can let you guys know. 096 minus 3234,084. So it was about 8 million. So that was pretty good. Okay, I'm pretty impressed with that. But yeah, I'm gonna go for my ice cream break. I'm gonna have some ice cream. So I'll probably be like a good 15 minutes or so. But yeah, that was 8,000 blocks. So I'll see you guys at the next hour mark of this experiment, which will probably be, I guess, 15 minutes off now or whatever long it takes. So yeah, I might have to add timestamps, but whatever. It's okay. We'll see. I'll see if I feel like adding them. But yeah, I'm gonna go for my break, grab some water, get my hermitcraft going, and then we'll yeah, be ready to go when I come back. Okay, we're the second leg of the experiment here. I'm gonna record my coordinates. We are, wow, we went pretty far in that hour compared to diagonal. I'm just gonna write it down. 3,244,483. And then that is about, here we'll calculate that. I'll have to restart. I think I'll have to restart my game again. Actually, I might not have to. I'll probably just unplug my mic again. For 084 minus 44483. 10,000. Wow. Yeah. 10,300. Basically 10,400 blocks. That's pretty pretty good. It's a lot more. I mean, it's only a few thousand difference, of course, but like the 8,000 was like the upper end of that of diagonal. So yeah, that was a good turnover. Yeah, I'll come back in another hour after. I mean, we'll basically do another hour back the other way. We'll go to make basically try and resync the chords, but we'll see how far we get in an hour, and then I'll just walk diagonal again after that if I feel like continuing after the next hour, because it's already been 2.5 hours of streaming. But we'll just keep going here, and I'll be back promptly. I might just add to the description as well, like all the experiment stuff, so people don't have to go skipping through the video. I feel like it's a bit annoying to have to do that. I would add time stuff. I guess I could add timestamps, but I'll just put it all in the description of the video. But yeah, I'll be back in like another hour or so.